Hello, I'm BX and welcome back to the video. Today I want to talk about the Elytra in Minecraft. This is obviously something from the last update for Minecraft, the console, that a lot of people had a lot of fun with when it first came out, either going into creative and flying around, or just, doing the tutorial world stuff. But truth is, most of the fun I've had with the Elytra is actually been since then, because once you, kind of mold your world to kind of fit the Elytra, there's so many fun things you can do with it, and I figured why not share some tips today to make your world more fun for the Elytra, and that's what I'm going to be doing, so hopefully you do all enjoy it. Like the video if you do, because it helps out the channel, and lets us know you do want to have more fun with the Elytra, doing cool little flying things like I'll be showing you with today's video. But with that said, let's get straight into the first tip, which you're going to want to do here, which is some form of fast ladder, so you can get some height if you want to fly at any given point. Because if you only have, you can have ladders in your world if you really want to get, up to heights, and they're kind of okay. It's better than nothing. You could have a staircase like this to get up there, but you can imagine that's going to take some time. So, but however, what I totally recommend is something even faster than either of these. So, for instance, you could have a minecart with like some super boosters going up to it. That's okay. But my personal favorite is the minecart elevator. So this is using minecarts as like a stepping stone, because you can just jump from one to the other, then suddenly you're at the top. Or you could use a piston translocator machine, or you could use anything like that. I've shown tutorials for that sort of stuff. Basically, using any form of, machine to get you from the, where you are to somewhere decent high up, like, this is only 40 blocks, but it's enough to give you a really decent push, is a really good idea. So yeah, the first thing you're going to do is have lots of those around your world. I have like 3 or 4, or, I've like 2 of these, I should say, and then I've got like, 3 or 4 other ways to get up. So whether it's just my house, or whether it's the giant ladder going all the way to sky high, I like to have stuff like that around the world, because one of the key parts of the Elytra is having height, and if you only ever have like 5 blocks of height at a time, or 10 blocks, or 20 blocks, you're not going to have as much fun as if you have, like I have right here. As you can see, what is this, like 50, 60 blocks, which is pretty darn nice, and leads me actually into my second point here, which is to have stuff which you have to fly exclusively with the Elytra too, because if you do it this way, 1, it's a really good way to kind of, lock your stuff down, like no one else can get there, but 2, it's just a really fun thing to do in general, because if for instance, when I work on the giant, sphere, or half sphere, I guess hemisphere, demisphere, when I work on the, the semisphere over there, like the only way to get to that thing, because I remove the ladder to make the beacon go through it, is actually to fly to it, and this means that getting there is not only, again, a cool exclusive thing, but it's also super, super fun, because I have to go up the height, I have to go here, and then I have to fly onto this thing, and because of the way that you actually fly, usually I, like, go just over the edge like that, and it's always like so close, and again, it feels cool when you finally do it, and it makes everything about the whole process a lot cooler. And this is one of the things I've been really loving about Elytra flying recently, just the idea of like, things get a lot more fun when you involve a somewhat complex mechanic. Elytra flying might seem like it's so simple, but there's actually a little bit of, complexity as to how you do it, where you do this or that. And, like a similar thing I think I mentioned before is, what I like to do is I like to fly from here back to my house, because again, this brings into, it's the same point I just mentioned, where, if you want to fly somewhere exclusively, it's fun and it's better and stuff, because this gets me to a better part of my house, which is closer to my bed, but also, this is a really fun way to use the third point I'm going to mention here, which is to do with beacons. So this is something that, might come obvious to some of you, but not necessarily to everyone. But basically, using beacons of speed on is a really cool way to make it seem like you're getting a massive updraft, which means you can do cool stuff like this and land on the house, or you can do a whole bunch of different things with that, and it just feels really cool, because the moment you enter the speed, you've got in this case, speed 2, because I've got a level 4 beacon, you can just have this massive speed boost, which allows your Elytra to go so much further. So, the same height that at the start of the episode, I made a mistake, didn't press A soon enough there, but that same height can go a lot further if I do a thing. And let me just show you this again, because you might not have spotted it properly there, but the true power of this 40% boost, after you've been flying for a while, is just a really nice kind of thing, and this can actually be used to help you make your Elytra go, not necessarily infinite, but very, very close to infinite, if you have enough of these in your world, which a cool little change if you ask me, because I mentioned this before, but the way you fly infinitely is like, you got to get the angle just right, like 40%, and that's what I'm doing just here. Anyway, with that said, let's move on to the fourth little tip to improve your world, and I guess the final one here, because it is to do with, setting up the terrain in an advantageous way. So, one of the things I really love is having ravines, or like gaps between mountains, like this one, because it feels cool to fly between them, especially if it's a really thin gap. Like if it's 2 block gap or something like that, you just feel super cool when you do it. But also, this applies to like, if you're going to have anything which requires you to go down, make it so that there's a fun way to take the Elytra down there, or at the very least, just a way to take the Elytra. So, for instance, you can build your own natural ravines, you can do whatever it is, but let me show it in my example right here, because I obviously have the destroyed chunk, which wasn't built for the Elytra, but it is always fun whenever I go there with my Elytra. So yeah, let's fly from up here, or Elytra, by the way, as some people say. There isn't any real correct pronunciation because it's obviously based on, even though it's based on Elytron from real life. Fun fact, it's not actually like, you know, it's not that exact word, and there's lots of ways to pronounce it. So just anyway, with that said, let's talk about how I've been doing this, because I have this little ravine which is just over here. I actually don't know exact. I think it's no, I lost it. I thought it was somewhere over here, but it's a few blocks this way maybe, which goes all the way across my world. So it means if I want to go to my destroyed chunks, okay, here you can see how it would be done. It's a little tricky because of the trees in the way, but if I want to, I can fly from here into the hole, or, you know, even better, okay, but I guess that's somehow getting high, or even better, if I want to fly to the bottom of the hole, rather than just having a ladder up and down, which I do still have, because you need to get up sometimes, and rather than just having, like, water to help me get down, one of the most fun ways to get down this thing is just to jump and to fly it, and, you know, it's kind of fun to, loop around in circles like this for a little bit to get some height done, and again, it's like a water bucket, but you get it with your wings. So that is the fourth floor tip, and since for some reason, well, not for some reason, it makes sense, but since, you know, tips always come in like groups of 5, your fifth tip to improve your wealth with the Elytra is get your enchanting, you know, stuff together, because you want to have either a mending or unbreaking on this thing. I just have unbreaking, but I'll put mending on there eventually when I get a book with it. You want to have unbreaking or mending or both on it, because that just makes your Elytra experience that much better. Now I can go 4 times as long on average between repairs, and that's just something you want to have in your world. So yeah, those are 5 tips to help improve your world for the Elytra. I hope you did all enjoy today's video talking about it. Like it if you did, because it helps out the channel a lot, and let us know you do like, I guess, you know, the tips for survival. I've been having a lot of fun making these survival videos. Let me know if you want to see more of them, and I guess besides that, I'll see you all in the next one. So, by the way, this is my destroyed chunk, if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time, and in my Let's Play next Monday. Goodbye.